Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Thursday, December 14th and 2023, and yesterday was really very exhausting. This is going to be a recap of my Dutch video, so I'm just going to show you the cards for the Netherlands, for Belgium and for Germany for the coming time, the energy that is going on there. I also talked in my Dutch video what happened yesterday. So I'm going to make I'm going to do a short recap about that as well. So I brought my car to the garage very early, hoping that they will, of course, look at it first. I already talked about that. Could you please, look at my car first, because I really wanted to leave in the afternoon. And it's not here where I'm at. It's near my parents' home, so I would wait there and hopefully everything gets checked. And I made this appointment quite some time ago. I had the email that I made this appointment. And so I brought the car in, I left, and then they called me and they're like, well, we looked at our schedule, but you're not in it. And they didn't really know how this could have happened, because I told them I have the email, I could send it to you. And we talked over the phone. It was like almost 2 months ago. So he was like, yeah, I don't really understand what happened here either, but we're going to look at your car. It's going to be all right. So then I got another call and some things needed to be replaced. So I was already like, well, this is going to be quite a bill. And I actually got the bill this morning, and it is quite a bill. So, well, that's going to be all right as well. I'm sure I'll always find a way. Anyway, so later on, they had to wait for the replacement, and they said that it was going to be like 10 o'clock. Well, it was like around 1 o'clock and I haven't heard anything yet. So I called. I was just wondering if they had the replacement, and they received it. The car was actually finished, but they still had to... we here in the Netherlands, if the car is checked, it needs to be sent to a government organization that it needs to be checked. And they have to agree with that, that the car is clear. But if they want to keep your car on hold, sometimes they do that, because then they want to send someone over to check if everything is done correctly. So he said, well, we're going to send it in, and then we'll see if we have to hold the car or not. If you can just pick it up, we'll call about that. Didn't hear anything about that. So 45 minutes later, till an hour, I called again, and it was already through. But it was just so confusing there as well. I could already see in the morning when I came in, it was very hectic there. I also heard from my parents, who also had to deal with their cars last week. They had to bring them in. That there was so much miscommunication going on there, but probably the same energy I'm experiencing as well. So it was just all over the place. So I picked up my car, and I also asked them if they wanted to fix like this rubber thing to close your door, that it got loose. So I opened my car door, it was parked somewhere else, and I noticed it wasn't fixed. So I was like, you know what, I'm here already, and it's not where I live. So I'm like, I'm just going to, drive the car again to the garage. I walked in there in the garage and asked like, that this was supposed to be fixed. It's not fixed. So actually some very nice man there was helping me and actually fixed it. So I finally got driving. I was like, okay. And then it's just a disaster on the road. I had just during the highway, there were already, people doing strange maneuvers. I was like, what's going on here? And when I was in, the city, I live here in a very old Dutch city with very narrow streets and things like that. So I was almost home. I had to go to the right, and then a little bit further along the line, I would be in my street. And then suddenly someone just parked the car in the middle of the street there. They had to go, you can go ahead and you can go right. You couldn't go left. And apparently these people had no idea where to go. So they just stopped, and they were blocking my way to the right. And so I was like, what's going on here? And they started, you can just pass us by. But then I was going straight ahead, and I needed to go to the right. So I showed them with my hands, I need to go this way. Of course, at my clicker on, to the right. So they kind of figured out. So they kind of got the car moving again, so I could slowly pass by them. And then really I was almost almost at my house. And they, like I said, we have really narrow streets, and I got stuck because someone thought it was a brilliant idea to also place a car in the middle of the road and to load off like a bank for in the, a couch. I mean, we call it banca, couches. So to load off a couch. So it's just like, what is going on in the energy here? It was an interesting thing to experience. So I was just like, okay. So when I got home, I was completely exhausted from everything. And like I said, there is so much going on in the energy. So we'll just have to wait and see what. I hope now it will just be a little different. But yesterday was really a day. It was just. It really turned me upside down. But I'm now going to look at the energy of the Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Very interesting. First of all, in the Netherlands, we have the first card, the King of Wands. We've got the central card, the Knight of Cups. In the past, we have the Five of Swords. And then underneath this card, we've got the Six of Wands. And then for the future, the near future, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Swords moving away. I also believe there's going to be more of a female presence or a female energy that could be important. They're talking about maybe there's going to be the first female prime minister here in the Netherlands. To be very honest, I'm not, I really don't, to me it doesn't matter that much. It could get interesting but we still have these puppets, we still have this system there. So ultimately it's not going to lead to very much. We're still stuck with these energies, and as long as these puppets are all there, we're not going to see that much change in that way, from that direction. It's really about waking people up and seeing that this is not the system we want anymore. But we do see more white-hat influences coming out. Opportunities given also to the people of the Netherlands. More things are coming out about the stings now here in the Netherlands. It's very interesting. And we also see there's going to be a victory some sort. And the beauty of this is that this feels very different to the energies I did the last time I looked at the Netherlands. That was more of a, fed up with everything energy. The people of the Netherlands were kind of fed up with everything going around. This is a different energy. It feels more flowing, and it feels more like moving away. You're leaving this in the past. So this grim atmosphere, grim energy, doesn't mean that everything is going to be perfectly fine in like an instant here. But it means that the energy is changing, and we are going to see that. It will take time, obviously. First the energy changes, then reality will start to change. But it can take some time. But we are moving away from that. So differences, I'd say this, are already being made. There are changes in the energies are being made. But we're going to have some sort of victory, and white hats are going to be more prominent in a way. The white hat energy. So I think we're going to see more about the stings. I think we're going to see more about the politicians and how it's all working, and all these things have been working, that people are really starting to see that this is not the system we want anymore. So this political system needs to change. It needs to really change. So opportunities are given with the Knight of Cups, giving a cup to the people of the Netherlands. Changes are being made, and a female energy is going to be more important in a way. This is also about health. Like I mentioned, I think more and more things are going to come out about stings. So there's really change happening in the Netherlands. And then I wanted to take a look at Belgium. And Belgium is also very interesting. We've got the Ace of Swords. We've got the Justice card. In the past, we have the Death card. Underneath the Justice card, we have the Lovers card. And then for the future, we've got another Ace, Ace of Cups, and the Fool. Again, completely different outlook. It's very interesting to see that in the Netherlands and in Belgium. And we're of course also going to look at Germany. And of course, I already got the cards from my Dutch video. We're going to see that things are really changing. And the Fool is about a new beginning. This is like the first card, number 0 of the major arcana. So this is really completely different directions, new connections, more connection with yourself, with your feelings, your emotions. So I think things will be happening also for the people in Belgium. We see justice. We see new energy come, new information, of course, new energy with the Ace of Swords. Aces are always like a new beginning, but this is about communication, about truth. This is really balancing things out. We're already seeing that in the political realm, things are coming out also about the stings and things pushed to the side. So I think it's going to get very interesting in Belgium as well. So the Ace of Swords, new beginning, communication. The air element, swords is for the air element. So speaking, people speaking out. We've got justice being served, a balance being restored. Doesn't mean that immediately things will come out and everyone is going to, you know, face everything, but more and more will come out. It will be more visible. And choices need to be made. Also by the people in Belgium, choices need to be made from the heart instead of from their heads. Like it has to be a combination of your heart and your head. That's how I see it. Like it has to be balanced. But we've been living in a system where the focus was always on the ratio, on the intellect. And I think we are really heading more towards our hearts now. And I think the people in Belgium are going to feel the change. The change has already been happening for a while. This is the Death card in the past. So there's transformation going on. But especially with these two aces, things are really going to change in Belgium. And it will all be open. The energy of openness, different directions, different way of looking at things. So I see a lot of, you know, it's just a different energy, just like with the Netherlands. And interestingly enough, when I look at Germany, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the World card. And then in the past, we have the Eight of Pentacles, and underneath the World card we have the Two of Cups. So the Wheel of Fortune is really about changing things, also old things, karmic things coming up. The World is about finishing like a cycle, finishing a cycle. And the World card is the last card of the major arcana, just like the Fool is the first one. And this is really ending a cycle, successfully healing. The Two of Cups is about healing. And I think that is very important to understand. There is so much healing now going on also in Germany. New energy is coming in. Old things will be coming up, but also movement. Things are moving, starting to move in a better direction. And for the future, we have also the Ace of Cups connecting, but also the Seven of Swords. So there's going to be some people in Germany that certain puppets, certain positions, trying to get away with certain things. Try to, you know, maybe gaslight things. I actually mentioned in my Dutch video about Marion Koopmans here in the Netherlands. She is quite well known in her role in what happened the past almost 4 years ago when it all started. And she was very active in promoting the stings and things like that. And there has been now like some kind of report here from the CBS here. That's like a central plan. It's for statistics. So this is like a statistical study that actually said that, yeah, well, the stings and the morality rate is not the excess of it's not morality, mortality. Sorry about that. It's the energy, although morality has a lot to do with this issue. So the mortality rate and the excess of mortality rate and the stings, it's not connected according to this statistical central Bureau of Statistics. And she actually mentioned this report. See, it's all been figured out, and people were just onto her like this hasn't figured out anything, and they're just manipulating the numbers. For instance, if you've gotten the sting and you die within 2 weeks, you are still not stinked officially. So it's really messing with the numbers. So she really got, how do you say this, attacked for that. They really She tried to get away with it because really she was always pro stinks and everything is on the line for her when this is really going to come out. That's what I mean with gaslighting. So she was just trying to gaslight and no one was going to let her get away with that. So I think in Germany we're going to see things like that as well. People trying to gaslight, people in certain positions try to get away with things, you know, try to sneakily get away with things like, yeah, we had nothing to do with it. We are completely innocent. Please, we had nothing to do with it. It's not going to work. And like I said, this new energy from the Ace of Cups, the connection. So I do believe people in Germany will start to connect more with themselves, maybe with other people. Again, it is always up to the individual to decide to do things with what is going on, with the information that is now being, you know, published and open. But also in Germany, there is a different energy, like the end of a cycle. Things are moving, and I just think it's very interesting. In the Netherlands, in Belgium, and in Germany, I feel completely different energy now, like more flowing, more in a way positive, but it's just a different energy. So of course we'll have to see how that's going to show up in reality. It's not going to be immediately there. We're still having the things we see are the energy from yesterday, a week before, a month, years before. But because the energy is so changing so much, we are seeing that things are speeding up, and even in this process. So we are going to start seeing these things. So I'd like to leave that this and hope to see you in another video. Bye.